the accordion and did the sensuality of it. Was that any part of it, or was it just the fact that...
You know, I thought if I played the accordion, I would be a chick magnet. And
was that
thankfully
really?
it's worked out that way. It's actually a very kind of sexy instrument. It's a very sensual instrument.
Well,
it's
in
only,
Italy, it's totally romantic.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this a lot, but I mean, if you look at some of the albums of Dick Contino, who was big in the 50s,
Right.
famous accordion player.
Right.
And you look at his album covers, and he'd be there playing the accordion, and there'd be a beautiful woman draped on his arms and
Right.
legs, like with no irony whatsoever, like, you know, accordion players were sex symbols.
Well-
and I'm trying to bring sexy back.
Well, you
to
can.
the accordion.
Are you muscularly developed as a result of pushing and pulling?
I'm more limber than muscular. I won't do it here now, but I'm...
Do it here.
No.
Please do it here. Where else are you going to do it?
I haven't done this in like 3 years. I probably will injure myself doing this.
Well, you can't do that. Holy mackerel. So oh my God, careful, don't do that. You're going to...
I used to be able to do it better, but I literally haven't done that in like 3 years.
And you did it quickly, too.
Yeah.
So, like you were hoping nothing would happen, dire, and nothing did, thank God. Well, what was your interest in architecture?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I was in 8th grade, I had a drafting teacher that I really liked.
Wait a minute, who does drafting in eighth grade?
Well, when I went to school, like that was you either take an electric shop or you take drafting. Those were your
Really?
two things.
Okay.
And I hated the electric shop teacher, and I loved the drafting teacher. And I was good with the tools, and I had some artistic sensibility, and I was good at math, and I had a guidance counselor at the time who said, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? And I said, well, I think I want to be a cartoonist. I want to write and draw for Mad Magazine. And he said, no, that's not going to work. You're not going to do that. What are you going to do? Something practical, something that, you know, what do you want to do, really? And look at this. So you like drafting, you like math. Why don't you be an architect? And I said, oh, okay.
What happened to the drawing and the Mad Magazine ambition?
Well, I never really became a cartoonist, but of course I grew up on Mad Magazine and that kind of satire and irreverence, and that obviously sort of stayed, translated into my music career.
Of course. How did that happen? Where does a guy? It's a marvelous insight into you for a guy who says, I'm accustomed to being successful at what I'm doing. I'm accustomed to being the best, which is like a gift from your parents.
Yes.
Of you are the best, carry yourself like the best, and you'll be the best. Once you have that idea that you've got to work to be the best, you will be among the best.
Yeah.
And if you have a talent for what you're doing and a sort of feeling for what you're doing,
And if you're slightly obsessive compulsive,
exactly, then you're the best.
Right,
then you're the best Weird Al that is. How did that come about?
The whole...
Weird Al thing. I mean, do you go to a hairdresser?
I literally haven't had my hair cut in I don't know how many years.
All right, does your hair is naturally curly?
It
like
is,
that?
yeah.
So you haven't had it cut, and this is you. This is you. This is the natural you.
It pretty much is.
Fantastic. Okay, so now, where does the Weird Al... Here's a guy, I think I'll be an architect, I think I'll draw for Mad Magazine, I'm accustomed to being the best, and suddenly, weird, and you've used that word more than once in our conversation, the word weird. Weird Al emerges. It seems like a snail coming up out of the ground. Where does that come from?
I started high school when I was 12, graduated when I was 16.
Wow.
And
so you're 2 years ahead.
So I'm in college at age 16.
Because you're very bright.
That was, yeah.
You're the best. Come on. You're the best.
Okay.
All right.
So, and my first time really away from home. And I really got into college radio, just listening to it first. I thought it was kind of cool.
How did that occur to you?
I just turned on the radio and heard the
I can understand that.
station.
How do you make the jump from turning it on to turning in?
I realized that all the disc jockeys were students. And I thought, I'm a student. I could do this.
A new student.
So I went to the station. They told me I had to take the FCC test, which I guess you don't need to take anymore. But back then, it was like you had to study this manual and actually go to a government building and take a test to be able to disc jockey.
What the FCC is?
Well, about the rules and regulations and how to turn on a transmitter and like electrical stuff and like, I'm sure, disc jockeys today don't need to know all that. But at the time, I studied the manual, got the test, and then I was
Did brilliantly on the test.
I aced it.
Right.
And then they gave me a graveyard shift. It was the Weird Al show. I think it started every Wednesday night.
Wait you made the jump that I don't
Okay,
follow.
here's the jump. There was some guy in the dorms, I guess, that was calling me Weird Al because I guess I was weird, or at least
No,
in his
no.
perception.
Doesn't sound weird. It sounds as straight as you can possibly be.
Well, I don't know. I guess.
Did that hurt you?
No.
Well, what are you talking about? You're coming from home, you're being followed by your parents, you get in there, you say, I'd like to do the radio station, that sounds good. And a guy says, you're weird. That would be, like, shocking to me.
It seemed to fit. I don't know.
Did you? But you didn't think of yourself as weird. That's my point.
I just thought it was a good air name. I mean, I'm certainly not, bouncing off the walls all the time. But I thought that kind of persona was something that befitted a radio station disc jockey.
So that was the genesis of Weird Al.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you assumed the persona of?
Well,
Does he
it was
become
a
a
nickname that
character?
kind of stuck. People knew me from the radio show, and then like everybody was saying, hey, it's Weird Al. Hey, there goes Weird Al.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good handle. It's a good.
Right, but not when, hi, Mary, this is Weird Al.
My friends would, to this day, just call me Al.
I see.
It amuses me when people say, hey, weird. But nobody's ever called you that before.
Does it amuse you or does it annoy you? Because it annoys the heck out of me.
It amuses me that they think that that's the first time I've heard it.
Right. Hey, beat me up, Scotty. Oh,
Yeah.
great.